Hi everyone, I am back with another Shrink My Stash Empties video. I'm going to jump right in and get started with hand soaps. I didn't have any foaming soaps this time. I do have two that are nearly empty, so they'll probably be in my next video. But I have a couple deep cleansing. The first is in Suntan. I've mentioned this in several of my recent hauls. The notes on the side are Neroli Blossom, Sea Spray, and Driftwood. This is sunscreen and lemon. The home fragrance doesn't have the lemon, but the soap and sanitizer does. I think I prefer the home fragrance, but I still really liked this one. I would definitely repurchase it. And you can see the top of it is broken. That happened right as I was putting it in my empties bucket after we finished it off. Dropped it and broke it, so not a big deal. The next one I have here, Golden Pineapple Luau. Fresh pineapple, juicy mango, and passion fruit. Again, I've mentioned this scent a ton this year. This is definitely my favorite new fragrance of the year. I am loving this. So I would absolutely repurchase that. And now I'm going to move into hand sanitizers. The first one here is Pomegranate Passion. Sorry, my camera's trying to focus outside because there are people walking back and forth at the pool back there. Pomegranate Passion, you can see it's nearly full. This has got, it smells rancid. I'm going to assume it smells rancid because it's so old. I hope it didn't smell this bad when I bought it. But using it literally turned my stomach and made me gag, and life is too short, so that's going in the trash. The next one is I Heart Watermelon Basil, and this was a line that came out quite a while ago. I didn't get a ton of basil in this. It was mostly watermelon Jolly Rancher. The basil, every now and again I would get like a hint of something green or herbal, but it was mostly a Jolly Rancher scent. It was good, but it's not something I would look to repurchase. And then I finished this Island White Pineapple. I had the hand cream, I think, in my last empty video, and it had a strong coconut note that really bothered me. The coconut wasn't as obvious in this, so I was able to use it without, getting headaches like I do with coconut products. But I still wasn't a huge fan and would not repurchase that. Then I finished this Brazil Pineapple Punch. To me, this smells just like the Golden Pineapple Luau, just a pure pineapple juice, no other notes in it. I really enjoyed this one. I would repurchase it, and as far as I'm concerned, I have, because I have a ton of the Golden Pineapple Luau. Here's another one I've talked about before. This is Lemon Pomegranate. I think I had this one in my last empties video. It's just a really pretty pink lemonade scent that I really love and I really want them to bring back. I would absolutely repurchase. And then my boyfriend's favorite Cucumber Melon. Takes him a lot longer to use products than I do, so you don't see a ton of Cucumber Melon in my empties. But it's just a fresh, clean scent. If it comes back in the hand sanitizer, I would grab more for him. I pick it up whenever it's in stores, so would definitely continue to purchase that. And then I finished off this Cool Summer Splash. This was a cucumber scent, just without the melon. So it was still that fresh, clean cucumber without the sweet note of the melon. I really enjoyed it, and I would probably repurchase it again. And I imagine if I couldn't find Cucumber Melon, that my boyfriend would actually really like that one as well. Sorry guys, my voice is starting to go a little bit, so I'm trying to film this quickly. And then the next one I finished, this is the only one I finished in new packaging, the Stress Relief Eucalyptus Spearmint. Loved it. I've been through several of these. I will absolutely continue to repurchase it. It's just a really great, clean, strong spearmint scent. Absolutely love it. So that's it for the hand sanitizers. Now I'm going to move into body products. I'll start with my shower products. The first one I have here is a newer product, I believe from last year. Lavender and Spring Apricot. I put this one in the shower because my boyfriend really likes lavender scents. We do share our shower gels, but I try to buy ones that he'll like too. This one was good. I'm gonna have to give it a smell here. The lavender is definitely the major note, but I do get the apricot as well. I'm not a huge apricot fan when it comes to scent, so this was just okay to me. I didn't dislike it. I didn't have a problem using it, but I didn't love it. He liked it fine, but he didn't say anything about it, so it couldn't have been that special for him. So I don't think it's one I would repurchase, but I would continue to purchase any lavender body care they did so we could give it a try. And then the other shower gel we finished is a very old product. This is I Heart Watermelon Cherry Shower Gel. This is the same collection as the I Heart Watermelon Basil. I think there were 4 or 5 fragrances that came out, and it was only in shower gel, soap, and hand sanitizer. And the shower gels were 8 ounces, so they're 2 ounces smaller than these, but the retail price on them was only $6. So how great a deal is that? Anyway, this one, again, like the other, was a Jolly Rancher scent. However, in this one, the watermelon took a backseat to the cherry. Most of the time, it was just a strong, sweet Jolly Rancher scent. Occasionally, that cherry got so strong that it became kind of medicinal, and I wasn't a huge fan of that. So if this were to come back, I would not repurchase. I just don't see this coming back. I realized I did not read you the notes on either of these shower gels. Let's see if I can find them on here. This just says juicy watermelon and luscious cherries, so that's right on the money there. This one, dewy lavender leaves, spring apricot, Lady Gala apple, magnolia bloom, cashmere woods. Now, can you see the difference in old Bath & Body Works scent notes and new Bath & Body Works scent notes? I don't actually believe the scents are getting a lot more complicated. It's just that instead of putting on the back of this lavender and apricot, they throw in a whole bunch of other notes to make you think you're getting something even better. It's a marketing ploy that annoys me, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. I have one scrub. This is the Jingle All the Way Snowflake Scrub. I got a bunch of these at the last semi-annual sale. I didn't use them in the winter though because they're not a very strong exfoliant. They do lather up a little bit, not too much, more than I prefer, but not very much for most people. But they're very gentle exfoliant, and I like something harsher. You guys know I love my aromatherapy sugar scrubs. And of course they do have glitter in them. It looks like there's a lot of product in the bottom, but that's just stuck to the sides. I rinsed this out. It has glitter in it. It doesn't stick to your skin, but I'm kind of over the glitter products. Other than that, yeah, it was just a melony, slightly coconutty, maybe. I didn't really get a lot of coconut, but I could see how you could. The scent notes are not on this. But to me, this was actually much more a summer fragrance than a winter fragrance anyway. It's just fruity, very fruity scent. So it was okay, but I would not repurchase it. And then I have 2 more bath products here. Sorry, there's somebody outside the window over there that's noticed I'm sitting at the table, like talking and moving bottles around, and they probably think I'm crazy. They're kind of staring at me. Anyway, we don't have blinds on these windows because my cat tears them up, and then we owe the rental company for them. So people can just watch me and think I'm crazy. Anyway, for bath products, this is a Lush Bath Bomb Big Blue. I loved this. It had seaweed in it. It was really moisturizing. It smelled great, and it did not irritate my skin. Some bath bombs I've noticed from Lush do irritate me, but this one didn't at all. I really enjoyed it, and this is absolutely a product that I would repurchase from them. And my other Lush product is a big old mess here. This was the Sunnyside Bubble Bar, and that is the glittery gold one, if you can't tell. I got about 3 to 4 uses out of it, I think. It didn't have a very strong scent. I didn't really notice the scent of it when I was using it. However, as you can see, ton of glitter, and I did love the way that made the water look. I mixed it with different bath bombs every time I used it, and it just gave the water the prettiest gold shimmer, and I really liked that. But I don't get a lot of bubble from the bubble bars. I prefer to use a bubble bath. So I could see myself maybe repurchasing this like once a year special occasion, just because I really love the glitter and the feel of like the luxury. But I'm just not a big fan of their bubble bars in general, so it's not something that I would really repurchase often. Okay, so moving into my lotions here, I finished off a Signature Vanilla Lemon Body Cream. The notes on the back of here are just lemon vanilla, a bright blend of refreshing lemon and cool vanilla. I miss the simple scent notes, guys. It's called lemon vanilla. It has lemon vanilla. I like that. And that's what it smells like. It kind of smells like a lemon tart, like a bakery item, just because of the vanilla in there. It's really pretty. I really love it. But these body creams are from 2010, so I'm trying to use them up. They're 6 years old. This one was starting to smell a little like plastic. It still smelled like lemon and vanilla, but it was absorbing the plastic from the tube. So I want to go ahead and use them up. Even though I love them and I'm really tempted to just hoard them forever, you know, I bought them to enjoy them and I want to do that. So it's a great scent. I would absolutely stock up again if it came back. And on that note, I also finished a Signature Vanilla's Berry. This is my favorite of the collection. The notes on it are just luscious berries and cool vanilla. To me, there is a citrus note in this. To me, this smells like lemon vanilla with berry. There's definitely a citrus in here. It smells like Skittles. That's always what I've thought, and I've had people say that when I'm wearing it before, that I smell like Skittles. I love it, and it has been my go-to summer fragrance for 6 years. Every year that we would go camping, my extended family goes camping for like a month all together at a lake in Arkansas every year. I haven't gone the last 2 years actually because of the baby and work and everything. But I always took my berry vanilla. So to me, it's got like, it's attached to all these memories of summer. So I've really been enjoying it. We've been at the pool almost every day recently, so I've been wearing that, and it's just been really great. I love it. I do have a ton of these. Like I said, I want to use them up before they go bad. So I'm actually working on a lemon and a berry body cream right now, as well as the sprays that I started with these. So those will probably be in my next Empties video. And of course, I would repurchase the berry vanilla as well if it were to come back. Then I finished this sun-ripened raspberry body lotion. I've been hoarding this forever. You guys know, if you've seen my videos, I've been excited for this to be re-released this year, and I did go purchase some. But the deal I made with myself was that I had to use up the ridiculously old products I had been hoarding if I wanted to buy the new ones. So I finished off the lotion. The notes on this one are berries ripen in the summer sun, their fragrance deepens, adds a touch of green vine, the scent becomes positively irresistible. So basically, I think they're saying it's berries and greenery. I don't know what the notes on the current one say. It smells the exact same to me. I was able to compare them side by side. They smell exactly the same to me. So that's all that matters. I don't care what notes they want to put on there. Really great scent. It's a very deep berry scent, and you do get a little bit of that greenery, not a sweet greenery, almost a bitter green that I really like. I love that scent so much. So I finished off the lotion and the body splash. Loved them. Would repurchase, did repurchase. Absolutely love those fragrances. That was one of the very first Bath & Body Works fragrances I ever bought myself. So it's very nostalgic for me, but I'm surprised how much I still love it as a scent. Not necessarily some of the older scents I like to wear for the nostalgia. This one I still like to wear for the scent. It still smells amazing to me. Love it. And then the final body care product that I emptied was this little Mad About You mini EDT. This is the little preview size that they sold before the fragrance came out. I've talked about this fragrance in a past Empties video. I've discovered I did not care for it in the lotion or spray. I liked it as a bubble bath, and I liked it as an EDT. So this is just one of those scents that changes depending on the form it's in. I did really enjoy this one. My boyfriend liked it. I think I actually already have this in a full-sized EDT, and I will definitely enjoy using that. So I would repurchase it, but since I already have the large EDT, I imagine it will be a very, very long time before I would need to repurchase it. So that's it for body care. I'm going to move on to home fragrance, but my battery's running low, so I'm going to go plug my camera in for a little while, and then I will be back with the second half. Okay, we are good to go, so we can get into my home fragrance empties. I apologize if you can hear any yelling or screaming. You can see it is getting later, and the people at the pool are getting more inebriated, so they're getting louder. So I apologize for that. I'm going to try to wrap this up as quick as I can. So I'm going to start off with my wax melt. I have one from Better Homes and Gardens. This is Serene Spa Resort. I really liked this one. I couldn't remember if this is the spa one that I liked or the one I hated. I really like that. It reminds me of something from Bath and Body Works from quite a while back, but I cannot think of the name. But it's just a very clean, like a water scent. See if it'll focus. It has a very watery scent to it. It's really, really pretty. Maybe it's Dancing Waters that I'm thinking of, but I don't think I ever really liked that one. Anyway, really enjoyed this one, and I would definitely repurchase it. That was excellent for the main rooms of the house or the bathroom. It really worked either way. And then I have several here from Sensationals. The first one is Iced Lemon Sugar Cookies. Like all lemon bakery scents, or almost all lemon bakery scents, it reminded me of Fruit Loops. Wasn't quite as sweet as most Fruit Loop scents, but when I had it melting every now and again, my brain thought Fruit Loop instead of lemon. It's mostly lemon, a little bit of sugar bakery note. It was good. But I've mentioned before, I'm getting over the bakery wax melts. I don't know, they're just not my thing right now. I thought the lemon would kind of counterbalance that. It was okay. I didn't love it. I don't see myself repurchasing it. This one is Himalayan Pink Salt. This is a limited edition. I believe this is the first year that I've seen it out. I loved this. I went back and picked up some more after the first time I melted a cube, and then I was in Walmart maybe 2 days ago, and I couldn't find any of it because I was going to pick up a few more. This is definitely hoard worthy for me. It smells exactly like Himalayan salt. If you're familiar with salt lamps, the pink salt lamps, around here they're usually sold at like Earthbound or a store called Romancing the Stone. They're just hunks of salt with a light bulb in them, and you're supposed to heat them up and they make you feel all calm or whatever. It's loadable, but they smell really good and relaxing. And that is exactly what this smelled like. I loved it. So I would repurchase. I did repurchase. If I happen across any more, especially when they put the summer scents on clearance, I will be stocking up. Loved it. This is Pink Velvet. This became like an overnight sensation in the wax community. I don't even know. I didn't hear anything about it, and then the next day it's like a dozen different people were raving about it. So the next time I went to the store, I grabbed one. On cold, it was really pretty. It just says sugar and vanilla, but it had a fruit note, it had a bakery note. Some people were thinking it would be Bath & Body Works Pink Petal Tea Cake. I've seen reviews of people that have melted it and just been ecstatic about it. I'm going to be honest, it smells, to me, like cheap strawberry cupcakes. I ended up melting it in my son's room because I don't do bakery in the main house anymore, really. It smelled like strawberry cupcakes and buttercream, but that slightly artificial note of like Walmart bakery cupcakes instead of like fresh from scratch cupcakes. I don't know if that makes sense to other people. And nothing against the fake ones from Walmart. I'll eat them, I'll enjoy them. But it just had this cheap strawberry cupcake scent. It was fine in the nursery, but I'm not going to repurchase it. I didn't love it. There are other scents I would rather have in there. Sorry to everybody who loved it. It's just not my thing. And finally, from Sensationals, my boyfriend's favorite, Cucumber Melon. I don't think he recognized this as cucumber melon when it was melting because he didn't say anything about that. But I noticed on the days that I had this going in the main rooms of the house, when he came home, he would mention how clean everything, like it smelled clean, it smelled fresh. So he really liked it even though he didn't know what it was. It's not exactly Bath and Body Works cucumber melon. I think it's much stronger on the melon, and the cucumber has like this, there's a bit of an artificial note to it that I don't get from the Bath and Body Works scent, but it's still really good, especially when it's melting. So I would repurchase that. And then a couple little random tarts here. One from Yankee and Fluffy Towels. This is one of the few Yankee scents that I do really like. You know, I'm not really in a good place with Yankee right now. I've got this actually melting right now in my bedroom. It's been melting for about 3 hours, and so far I can just barely get a hint of it. It's a very clean, fresh laundry scent, but I'm just barely smelling it. I'm gonna keep it going and see what happens, because when I did a cotton candy one in my last Empties, it was kind of the same thing. I had just put it in a few hours before, really didn't get much throw from it, and then 5 or 6 hours later, I was able to smell it pretty well. So I'm gonna give this one a shot, but right now I'm not getting much from it. And you guys know I don't really plan to shop from Yankee, so I wouldn't say that I would repurchase it just because I don't plan to purchase anything from them really. And then I have from Front Porch Candle Company. This was a 4-pack of tarts in cotton candy apple. If you saw my front porch haul video, you saw that I actually ordered 8 more tarts. I had been holding on to, there were 2 left in here, and I've been holding on to them for so long because I've been putting off making a front porch order. You don't have to do a minimum of $25, but if you do a $25 order, there's a discount. So I never order less than $25, and it's just not something I've gotten around to ordering because it's hard to find $25 of scents I really want all available at the same time because our stock goes so fast. Anyway, rambling. I was really happy that I was finally able to stock up on this, so I went ahead and used these. I didn't have to stash or hoard them anymore. Love this scent. This is my all-time favorite front porch fragrance. Her apple, whatever oil she uses for her apple note is amazing. Of course, I love apple scents. Really love this. Have repurchased, will repurchase. Amazing scent. Give Front Porch a try if you haven't. I really love their melts. And I've only had a couple of their candles, but so far I've loved them too. So now we can move on to candles and then we'll be done. The first one I have is from Bath and Body Works. It's a little mini candle here. And this is in Warm Caramel Cider, aka Cider Lane. The notes on the bottom: warm sweet caramel, freshly pressed apples, and a hint of vanilla. I love this. This is one of my all-time favorite scents from them, and I was happily surprised. This mini candle had an awesome throw. Again, I burn these when I take baths in the master bathroom. It just had a really great throw. It filled the room with a strong scent, which made me, sorry, my voice is going, which made me really happy because I really love this scent. So I will absolutely repurchase this in pretty much all forms as long as it continues to come out. I really enjoyed that. Then I finished a 4-ounce in Mint Mocha Bark, and this one I've had hanging around for a while. I used to love the mint chocolate scents, and I'm just kind of over them, so I haven't been burning them for the last year or two. But I wanted to go ahead and use this up. It just says creamy smooth mocha, vanilla, and icy mint. This is a holiday scent, and I burned it in the guest bath, and mint chocolate's not really a bathroom scent to me. That's kind of weird, I think. But I just needed something to burn in there. I didn't have any guests over. I just like to have something. I burn it on the counter near the door, and the litter box is in the opposite side, the back of the bathroom. So I like to have something scented right there by the door so that that litter box smell doesn't come out the door into the hallway and the rest of the house. Anyway, I was really, really low on these 4-ounce candles. If you saw my last Bath & Body Works trade video, you see that's not a problem anymore. So I just grabbed this one and burned it. I was ready for it to be gone. It's a spot-on mint chocolate scent, and I used to love it. I'm just over that scent, so I would not repurchase it. But if you like that kind of thing, grab one of these. They come out with a different name, but it's out every year. Definitely grab one because it smells just like mint chocolate. I just don't want a candle that smells like mint chocolate right now. And then the other one I finished off is this Sparkling Limeade. This is brand new to me. It was actually in my trade video that I uploaded just a day or two ago. I think it probably took me about 3 days to burn through it. The notes on here, refreshing with a sophisticated touch of citrus, this fragrant blend of juicy lime, sparkling water, and a hint of sugar. It was a very watery lime, mostly like a watery note, and I don't really know how else to describe that. If you're familiar with Bath & Body Works scents, you kind of know their water note with lime. Not very sweet. I wouldn't say sugary at all. It just had a medium throw. Now it burned excellent. You can tell all 3 of these, no soot, no tunneling. Burned excellent. It was a medium to light throw. I could smell it right near the door and the counter of the sink where I had it burning, but not much further than that. So it was okay. I don't know if it's a scent I would repurchase or not. I would, if it was the same situation, 75% off and I needed candles, but it's not one that I will seek out. Then I finished this 7-ounce tumbler from Yankee Candle in Cotton Candy. And I also finished a 22-ounce tumbler in Cotton Candy. You can see that the smaller tumbler had a ton of sooting. That all happened today. That particular candle, the wick just would not stay down. I would trim it and light it, and before it had a full melt pool, I had to blow it out and trim the wick because it just would not go down and it was creating huge flames and soot. And today I got busy cleaning, I quit paying attention to it, and it sooted like crazy. So that was my only complaint with the tumbler, was the wick on it was just high maintenance. It did have a decent throw. I had that actually in the master bedroom, and it took a few hours. You had to get a full melt pool and let that go for an hour or two, and then it had a nice medium throw. Kind of the same thing with this larger tumbler. I had this in my living room. This is the 2 wick, and I didn't have near as much trouble with them. You can see there's the tiniest amount of sooting, not enough to upset me. No tunneling or burn problems at all. This was the same way. It had to get a full melt pool, and the longer it burned, the stronger the scent got. If I left it going all day, I could have it burning for 8 hours, and you could smell it in the whole living room into the dining room. Excellent. If I only lit it for 3 or 4 hours, you had to be much closer to it to get that scent. But Cotton Candy is my all-time favorite Yankee scent. It is very authentic. That is exactly the scent I get when I walk into the state fair, and that's what I've been looking for in a cotton candy scent for years. We live near the fairgrounds here, and my boyfriend and I have made it a tradition to go together every year that we've been together, on and off. We've technically been together on and off since we were like 16, so, you know, can't expect to be together that whole time. It's been nearly a decade. But anyway, we've gone to the fair together pretty much every year for the past, like, I think it was, out of the past 10 years, we've been 7 years. The other 3, one or both of us was out of state. Anyway, rambling. State fair, my favorite thing about that is the scent of the fresh cotton candy. I get a bag every year, and that's the only place I get any. And that is what the Yankee scent reminds me of. I love it. I will absolutely continue to repurchase it from them as long as they have it. It's amazing. I wish the burn, if the throw was stronger, I wouldn't complain, but it's not near as awful as the throw on a lot of the Yankees I've tried recently. Okay, so now moving into Bath & Body Works. Golden Pineapple Luau. And the notes on here are Maui Pineapple, Tropical Hibiscus, and Luscious Papaya. Completely different notes than the ones on the Golden Pineapple Luau hand soap. They both smell exactly the same because they smell like pineapple juice. No other notes in them, they're making that up. Really great scent, fresh pineapple juice. This was super strong. Now you can see just the tiniest hint of soot around the top. And that was just on the last burn. I just let it go because I knew if I blew it out, I wouldn't be able to relight it. And I wanted to get as much as I could out of it. So I got a little bit of sooting near the end, but it burned perfectly, no tunneling, no tiny wicks, burned all the way down. At the very end, the wicks did move close to the glass, which made me a little nervous, but again, that was the very last burn. I let it burn itself out and had no problems. I love that scent. My favorite new Bath & Body Works scent of the year. I purchased several of those and I will repurchase it in the future for sure. I definitely hope they bring that one back. And then this one is much older. This is Eucalyptus Mint and Apple, number 3. This was a failed test scent. There were, I think, 6 or 7 eucalyptus mint and blank blends. Eucalyptus mint and rain was successful, went to all stores. It comes out every year, may still be out now. Eucalyptus mint and waves, I think, has also been out. It's the same thing. I really liked this. I don't know what the notes. Yep, eucalyptus mint and Macintosh. So very straightforward, and that is what it is. It's almost a 50-50 blend of the eucalyptus mint candle and the farm stand apple. I really enjoyed it because I love both of those candles. I love the apple and the eucalyptus mint. My boyfriend was not as big of a fan. He thinks the Bath & Body Works apple smells very artificial, very chemically. So I wasn't able to burn that one when he was home, but I really enjoyed it. And if it were to come back, I would probably repurchase it and just burn it when he wasn't home. And then I have a couple randoms here. This is a 3-wick Mainstays candle in cotton candy. Again, the wax community kind of lost their minds about this one recently. Everybody went and bought it. The first round, we're all saying, it's amazing, go buy it. Everybody went and bought it, and then everybody said it was a dud. And that's kind of what happened to me. You can see there's still quite a bit of wax left because the wicks burned themselves out. I had tiny wick syndrome the whole way through. It tunneled, and it had almost no throw. I'm definitely over the Mainstays candles. Now, complete opposite to that is this Burt's Bees Ruby Grapefruit Soy Candle. Now, these do leave quite a bit of residue. That's not tunneling, that's just how these soy candles burn. It burned straight down. You can see it got kind of smoky. The wax absorbed a lot of the smoke, and I don't put mine out with the lid, so I don't know what was up with that. But this had a super, super strong throw. I could only light it for an hour or so, and then I had to blow it out because it became overpowering. I love grapefruit, but this one was almost a little too real for me. The bitter note in it was very, very strong, and that gave me a headache when I let the candle go too long. So I don't think I would repurchase it just because of that. But it was a nice scent, and it had an amazing throw. So if you see any of these, I've only burned the 3 wicks. I don't know how their other sizes perform. But if you're wanting a strong candle, check out the Burt's Bees 3 wicks. The only downside is the price. They're only 9 ounces. I don't remember how much it cost, but I remember wavering about it quite a bit because I didn't want to pay that much for it. So I won't be repurchasing it, but it's something to keep in mind if you're looking for a strong candle. And then I have 2 large jars from Better Homes and Gardens. The first one is Island Pomelo Dragon Fruit. Burned great, very little soot, just a tad. No tunneling, but not a lot of scent. Right now I can smell it, and I'm not a real huge fan of it. The pomelo orange, once it started burning, the first on cold I didn't really notice it, but burning and now it takes on kind of a chemical cleaner scent that I'm not a huge fan of. And again, it didn't have a very strong throw. You had to be standing within a foot or 2 of it to smell it. So would not repurchase that. And then finally, Warm Sun-Kissed Sands. This was a limited edition 2014, and they need to bring it back. This is a dupe for Yankee Candle Sun and Sand, very similar to Bath & Body Works Suntan. I loved this. It had a good throw, and I don't know if that's because it was 2014, and I think this one was this year, 2016, I think. Maybe 2015. Don't quote me. This had a really good throw. Super strong. It just smells like sunscreen. I really enjoyed it. Now, it did soot quite a bit, and I do put Yankee Illuma lids on these, but it did soot not terribly, but more than I want it to. And on the last burn, the wick actually fell over sideways, so you can't see it. But it burned all the way down, so I'm happy with that. Really, really enjoy this scent. I was never able to find it in a clamshell wax melt. If I had, I would have stocked up. But I just bought the one candle because I wasn't sure how much I would like it. I was pregnant at the time, and I liked it, but when you're pregnant, you know, certain scents just day to day can make you really sick. So I just bought the one jar. I wish I had stocked up. I really hope they bring it back because it is much cheaper than Sunkissed Sands or Suntan and smells the same and has a good throw. So I would absolutely repurchase it if I see it again in candle and wax melt. So that is it for this Empties video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I should be back with another one in 2 to 3 weeks. Hopefully there won't be any more haul videos coming up. I'm going to stick to this no-buy, but there will be more Empties videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.